Hello guys!
Welcome
back to our
again.
YouTube channel. Glad to have you with us once again. If you're seeing this video for the first time, thank you, you're in the right place, and do not forget to subscribe.
So quickly in this video, I'm going to be asking him some questions that ladies are too scared to ask guys.
Guys, let's go.
Questions that ladies really want answers to.
Okay.
But they're too scared to ask guys. And trust me, they're juicy questions.
Juicy. And we've got the answers. I wonder why they're scared of asking all those questions. But let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. He has been begging me to show him the questions, but no. They're fresh questions. He's going to be hearing them for the first time. Hey, stop it. I'm going to answer them live in this video. So quickly, let's go into the video.
All right.
But before then, my name is Mercy.
My name is Emmanuel.
And you're welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, so number one.
You ready?
In no particular order.
Okay.
How do guys handle rejection from ladies?
How do guys handle rejection from ladies? Well, I wouldn't say there's a one size fits all. We respond to things differently, and we respond to things differently based on our background, experiences, the things we hear, and the emotional makeup and the rest of it. So, but from some guys, I say for me as a guy, from the things I've observed from most guys, some guys actually they just move on. It hurts them, but eventually they move on. I think it's very difficult to see a case of a guy getting into depression because
really,
I say it's very difficult if a guy loses money, but
but not love.
But not I don't want, but there's some guys that can go into deep depression and even to the point of even attempting suicide. I think. But generally, as humans, first thing, we feel betrayed, we feel we're not wanted, we feel hurt. Normally we feel hurt, and sometimes we just move on. Last we move on. We just block the person and move on. For me as a person, of course it will hurt me. Personally, I will just go into quiet mood. That's my kind of, I'll just go into quiet mood for some time, maybe for some days, just thinking of what happened, what did I do, what happened eventually. And then I'll just encourage myself that forget, all things are working together for my good. This is God's will. I encourage myself and then move on. Even though I will feel hurt initially. But with time I encourage myself and I move on completely, as if I never knew that person.
Thank you.
All right.
Next question.
Okay.
Are guys intimidated by women's success in the angle of relationship or marriage? Okay,
in the angle of marriage and relationship, for some guys, we've had cases of men who feel like no, they cannot marry a woman who is more successful than them because they feel like the woman will become pompous, will be proud and the rest of it. But there are some men who receive it very, very well, and they are happy that their women that their wives are very, very successful. And that's it. For me as the person, I do not have any issue with my wife. If you're doing very well, glory to God. I just need to find my own. In fact, I lean on your success to rise. That's my own. Whoever is successful, the main goal is that both of us are successful. But for some people, they feel, which shouldn't be, your wife is your wife.
Okay. So, do guys like excessive makeup?
Well, I'm not speaking for all the guys. Some guys do not like it. Why? Some guys do, but generally most guys do not like excessive. I like that word, excessive. Most guys do not like excessive makeup. You want to see how beautiful you are naturally, just with the touch of that makeup. Yes, and I'm speaking for the minds of most guys. We do not want it. When it's too much, you create doubt in our mind that hey, if they remove this thing, if this person is like this, what if they remove it? We do not like it. We want it to be just moderate and beautiful. Moderate and
okay, thank you for that. Okay, so this one said, how do I know he's going to want to settle down with me?
How do you know he's going to want to settle down with you? Number one, he talks about marriage. Yeah, he cannot wait. He wants to meet your parents. Yeah, that's what I hope, that he wants to meet your parents. He's talking about settling down, he wants to meet your parents. He's talking about moving on with you, building life with you. But if it's the other way around, excuses, You tell him to come and meet your parents, give you one excuse. I have a master's I want to do in the next 5 years. I have a PhD I want to do in the next 10 years. And he's really not telling about we settling down. He's not interested in seeing your parents. He's just concerned about what he wants to achieve and all you. That's already a sign that this guy obviously not ready to settle down now. And ladies generally want a guy who is ready now, because even if it's not happening, they want someone who is showing that seriousness that yes. So you know that by the way he talks, he's committed and he wants to. You'll see it. He wants to meet your parents. He wants to date sharp and just, he really wants to marry you, and he's putting his words into action.
Hey, this one joke. How often should a married couple have sex?
As often as you can. Sex is beautiful. Okay. Sex is a beautiful thing. Sex is a bond of intimacy in the context of marriage. It can be any other thing outside marriage. But in the context of marriage, sex is a bond of intimacy. It connects both of you together. Yeah. It shows that there is no tension in that home when it's often. There's not too much of it. As long as both of you feel the vibes, you feel it and you want it, why not? Get it and enjoy it. I'm not into timetable. I remember somebody asking that should they create a timetable? No, if you want to create a timetable, that's different. But come on. There's no point in creating a timetable. Just understand each other when it enjoys it as often as you can. Morning, afternoon, night.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Okay, so like the next question is related to the previous one. So do married men do married men discuss sex life with their friends?
Yeah, sometimes they do. And at work sometimes I say, I can't wait to go home. I'm missing my wife. Like that kind of people, they talk about it. Yeah, why not talk about it? Yeah, people talk about it. They're missing their wife. They can't wait to go home. They just joke around it, but of course they do. Sex is a main topic among mature minds. They talk about it.
Okay, so this other question. Yes. How do you balance emotional intimacy with physical boundaries? How do you balance being emotionally without physically
without physical connected? Set the boundaries yourself. You're emotionally attached to the person. You need to decide where you meet. You need to decide when you meet. And like we always say, when you're emotionally attached to somebody that you like, don't wait too long before you settle down with that person. Because if you continually create the atmosphere for that emotional feeling to become action, it will definitely happen. So as much as you can create boundaries, set boundaries. Okay, this is it. We meet at this time. We meet in open places. We talk about more important things about life. What do we do? What do we do? How do we marry? How do we do? How do we do? And then as much as you can, try to settle down. And once you've gotten the person you want to marry, you're emotionally attached to that person, you're physically attracted to that person, so you're good to go. Get parental consent, get the blessing of the priest as the case may be, and enjoy yourself.
Okay. So thank you for that. Okay, so what are the turn off for guys?
Turn off for guys. A dirty lady, yes. A lady who is dirty is a turn off.
But how do you know a lady who is dirty? Because most times, most ladies generally outside are very neat.
Yeah, most times generally, if you see a lady who is dirty, you will know. When you know somebody who is dirty, you know. I know ladies actually are more neater. They try to keep themselves clean, but when you look deeper or you look closer, you see it's easy to tell somebody who is dirty. And a lady who talks too much, like you overshadow you talk. Guys, to forget the fact that we don't like to talk, we like to communicate our vision. But when we see a lady who talks too much, like the guy is trying to talk one thing, yes, I know about it. Like the lady is 10 miles ahead. She knows everything the guy knows. The guy feels like, oh man, this lady talks too much. But if you see somebody who flows with him, both of them flow. So a dirty lady and a lady who talks too much. We know women talk, but when your own is too much, guys,
Okay, so the next question is, why do men hide their weaknesses?
Why do men hide their weaknesses? Because we are men, we always want to be strong. We always want. That's why you see men hardly cry. not for any other reason, you hardly see a man crying. It's not because we're not emotional beings, but because we just feel like crying is a sign of weakness, in quotes, which of course is not in all cases. But most time we hide it because we feel like we are men, and women are to come to us to tell, or people should come to us, tell us about their weaknesses. We shouldn't be looking for people to tell our weaknesses. So that's just one of the reasons why men hide. We feel like if we say it, they'll be like, you're a man. Come on, be a man. Men don't, we don't like when people tell us be a man. We're already we're a man or no. Why are you telling us to be a man? It shows that we are weak. As well, because we feel that all men are strong, bold. When you have a weakness as a man, people feel like you're a baby, you're not a strong man. Come on, be a strong man. That's one of the reasons that people don't feel like we are weak. Sometimes we just smash.
Okay, thank you. So, our next question. Okay, I think I've already addressed this one in one of our videos.
Okay.
Says, what's your stance on kissing or physical touch before marriage?
Well, I'll say it again and again. God's will is a marriage of bed undefined. God is all knowing. God knows why he said that. The Bible says that to a hungry man, everything is bitter. Anything bitter. If you start all those things, you realize that they are not really the most important thing. So for me, it's better you wait just you want to be. Why not just marry the person instead of you want to before? For me, marriage is a journey of faith and trust God in all the process.
Thank you. Okay, so another question that took.
Right.
How do you prioritize family planning?
It depends on both couples. For me, it depends on both couples. Both of them should agree. Family planning is very important, of course. As much as he told us to go and multiply, he also gave us sense to know the number of children we should be responsible for. That's why I said fathers should lay up for their children. Don't give up to children that you cannot lay up for, you cannot build a right foundation for. So family planning is very good, and I will encourage every home. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the case for me. Children that you can be responsible for, not children that will become vagabonds and nuisance in the society, no, because they have an irresponsible father or irresponsible parents. It's important. Family planning is very important. When you've gotten the number that you want, and you know this one, God and you can take care of, please go
God
for
and you.
Yeah,
just God and you and your family.
God and you, not your uncle. You're giving birth because your uncle or your auntie. Yeah. The number you can take care of comfortably within your budget. It is better, like always, it's better to have one. It's before they say 2 head. I bet no, not 2 head. 1 good head is better than 2 bad heads. 1 good head is better than 2 bad heads. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as the case may be, you can take care of that. Okay. Stop there. Allow other people continue the mandate.
Okay, baby, thank you. Okay. What's the most important quality to look out for in a partner?
Well, there are many good qualities to look out for, and it all depends on you as a person. But for me personally, a woman who loves God and a woman who has understanding, a woman who loves and a woman who understands you. Find a woman who understands. She's ready to pass through the process. She understands when it's a phase. She understands when you're going through a process. She understands when God is working on you. She understands times and seasons. Let me just use that word. A woman who has understanding, a partner who has understanding. When that person understands you very well, wow, both of you will go. But when the person is finding it difficult to understand you, you're trying to explain, see what is what I'm passing, this is what God is doing in my life, and the person is finding, I don't understand what you're saying. Somebody who loves God genuinely, because somebody who loves God genuinely will love you. That's just my opinion. The person loves God, the person will love you. He hears the voice of God, the person will hearken to God's instruction concerning the person who has understanding. These things are very important.
Thank you. And what's your take on women in ministry?
Women in ministry, why not? They're allowed. God's calling is for every man. God's calling is for every man. If God feels a man cannot do it, he gives it to a woman. There are women in ministry in the Bible. So for me, the woman is in ministry 100%. I will support her 100%. Like I support my wife. So they're into ministry, why not? It's a good one, and I'll support them 100%. There are women. Today we have ministries. Amy Semple McPherson, First Gospel Church. We have the likes of Kitchen Coleman and a lot of people that God used mightily to raise generation of pastors and men of God. So give them the chance. Support them. As a man, support your wife in ministry. Give her the support. You must not be on the stage. In fact, there are some men today, nobody knew them, but because of their wife. I don't want to mention names, but because of they became popular because of their wife. Imagine if they had never supported their wife in ministry, nobody would have known them. So that's it. I support women in ministry.
What does submission mean to men?
Submission to a man means obeying my instruction, like obeying my instruction. To a man, if he tells you do it, do it. Don't argue. If you need to explain why you don't want to do it, then you should explain it in the best way he will understand. Not react. I will not. A man really wants submission to a man means somebody who obeys them.
Okay, so the next question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the definition of a godly husband?
Definition of a godly husband: a woman or a man that loves God. Yes, a man that fears God. You have a man who fears God. That's a godly man. This man loves God. Is ruled by the word of God. Yes. And you can see it around him. His words, his character is formed by the word. His friends. Somebody you can trust. You know he will never be in this place. He will never do that. You know. Not because he's a perfect man, but because he fears God. Yes.
So another question.
Okay.
How do guys express emotions when they love a lady?
Oh, how do guys express emotion? Yes, guys will express it by giving. Yes, a guy might not tell you he loves you. Most guys, when they love you, or you begin to see gifts, they will buy you this. But that's our own way. We might not tell you, I love you. We just, a guy who loves you, I don't know, that thing is just inside of us, guys. If the guy claims to love you and doesn't give, forget it. It's a lie. We want to give. We just want to make the person comfortable. Giving, pampering. What do you want? What do you want? What to make you feel very comfortable? Giving. That's our own way, and I believe it applies to most of us. We give. Show how much.
Is there really a stingy guy?
If there's a stingy guy, it shows that the person doesn't love you. Of course, they're stingy. That person does not love you. In fact, stinginess is a sign that that person does not love
you. Okay. So the last question.
All right.
Do guys talk about girls? Do guys talk about ladies? I know you said the hostel before, even at where you work. Do guys talk about ladies?
Very well. They talk about ladies. This guy is beautiful. Do you know how? Which department is she in? Of course, guys talk about ladies. Eventually, everybody wants best. Everybody wants a leader.
There's something that happened when I was in school.
Okay.
After service, after fellowship, and they all come back to the hostel and talking about that. Some people, that some guys I've heard about that till now, I've never seen them. Just because after fellowship, when we get back to the hostel, hey, this brother that prayed out way, this brother that led the opening prayer, that did Bible study. Like I knew more people in SCS. I knew more people in SCS.
You talked about me.
That's what I'm saying. So the way we talk about guys, you guys talk about it. When we get back to the hostel, after some people talk about
they talk about lady.
Yeah,
they talk about lady. We talk about lady, but I don't think it's as much as girls do, because most times the guy doesn't want to talk much, so that they don't feel as if let me not talk more about this guy, so that this guy will not be. But a lot of times among our close friends, we talk about lady. Yeah, baby. Like the way she is, like her, just the outfit she looks. She's this and she's beautiful. Guys talk about ladies.
Okay. right, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for
thank you.
answering
Thank
those
you for having
questions.
me. I'm enjoying myself, you know.
Yeah, thank you. So that's thank you for answering it. I'm happy you answered those questions because I'm going to do some answers to them.
To them. All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
myself.
Thank you
All
for
right,
asking.
thank you so much. So guys,
Yes.
uh we hope you enjoyed it as much as I
I did.
did. And you too.
Yes.
So if you did, kindly subscribe to this channel
Mm-hmm.
and look out for our next video.
Video.
Bye
See you.
bye.
Bye.